Hello, Gemini North Node. This is Samara, your feminist alchemist. Welcome to your reading for December 2022 through to February 2023. So this is a 3-month reading for you. I just want to remind you, first and foremost, that these are general readings, so not all of the messages will resonate with you. Just take what strikes a chord and leave the rest to whoever in your Gemini North Node collective needs to hear that message at this time. If you are feeling this reading, feel free to give it a like, a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel, so that signifies to me and to the guides that you are interested in receiving messages through this channel. And then click the bell to be notified when I upload. First thing to remember if you are new to this channel is that I only read for the North Node placement, not your sun, moon, or rising sign. It is completely oriented towards North Node energies. If you do not know for sure where your North Node is located, there is a link in the description box to that page on my website where you can quickly look up in the chart where the North Node was on your birthday. And if you are new to the North Node, I have a very introductory video also linked in the description box below. This spread that I do, it is one that I was given by my guides specifically for this purpose. There are several sections. It lasts about an hour, and I will timestamp each of the sections so that if you don't have time to watch the whole thing in one go, or if you need to come back and refer to this video anytime in the 3-month span, that you can just head to the section that is relevant to you. So the sections that we have are the universal energies. That's where I start on the outside. Those are the big overarching energies that are available to you or coming forward most prominently in your life at the moment for your transformation. Then I do the 5D, the next circle. That is messages from your higher self, your 5D future self, what they would like you to know, and I'd like you to focus on energetically, vibrationally for your next phase of expansion. Then I look at the 3D, what's happening in your practical reality, physical reality that are showing up as opportunities for you to do this work, this expansion, soul expansive work. Next, I ask about how to navigate the 3D to the 5D. So we'll call it the bridging circle. At the end of each of these readings, I choose kind of a special topic to focus on. Sometimes it's karma, sometimes it's past lives, sometimes it's, multi-dimensionality. This time it is the portal of your heart. So what really wants to come through the portal of your heart for your heart's expansion and healing. And then I pull 2 final oracles, and that is it. That will be your 3-month forecast. So I'll get right into it. Actually, before I get into it, I will mention I also have opened up a limited number of 1-hour readings for 2023 at a discounted price, and that you can also book one-on-one via Zoom in the description box below. All right, so your first card is shifting. And we have vibrational. And feline, interesting. And last but not least, power. There's a lot of yellow in all these cards, so I'm feeling a very solar plexus oriented 3 months for you, Gemini North Node. So your world is shifting, and I'm seeing that with the red in the center of this card, the purple and the yellow. Shifting in this sense, the very foundations of your life seem to be shifting at the moment. Sometimes this may come across more subtly than others, and for some of you, this is very much having the rug pulled out from under you type of feeling. Now that I feel is only going to come if there was a change that you were supposed to be making that you did not make, and then the universe said, well, we're going to have to push things along. Your vibrational potential is very high right now. The universe is always listening or always tuning into your vibration. You have, in the next 3 months, a lot of room to grow and learn how to manage your vibration and how to use vibration as part of your creative process, transformational process, creating the life you want to live, and the relationships you want to have, the body you would like to be in as well. They're showing me, because when feline comes up, and you can see kind of the feline face in there, felines, they wait for the right moments to actually act. They contemplate. When they're hunting, you see them really waiting for the perfect moment, and they don't often miss their target. So with feline, I'm feeling that you need to rest. Like, what do cats do? Sleep, eat, play, and then hunt, but not all of the time. Like, hunting is probably the thing that they do the least out of those 4 actions. So getting a rejuvenation period for you. But in that rejuvenation period, even though you may not be doing a lot externally, there's a lot happening internally. And you should be aware of that. What you need that period for as well is because, well, you are going to you have the potential in the next 3 months to become very aware of power, like the power that you have to create change and to affect your environment. A strong self-empowerment as well. A shifting of your mentality is up for grabs in the 3 months coming. So the shifting could also, I see a real physical life shifting happening, but I see more also of a shift in your perspective, a vibrational shift, a shift in how you see the world, but in a fundamental way. Like, those shifts are going to be very fundamental. I'm going to head to your 5D for more information. Okay, we got a lot. How do you want this to go? We want transition and dynamic, sensitivity and joy. I think they want those 2 together. Okay. Integration and root chakra. And commitment. Okay, so I'm getting from your 5D messengers. With transition, I'm feeling that you're going to have the opportunity let me rephrase that. It will work in your favor if you let go of physically trying to control things. So this coming by the vibrational card, I feel that you will start to understand better and see actual evidence of vibrational alignment. Let's call it the law of attraction, manifestation, however you would like to term it. But you may be learning about certain mystical methods. That's only for a few of you, but I see some of you coming into knowledge of the power of affirmation, ritual, magic. That's not for all of you, but in some way, shape, or form, in some manifestation, you have the opportunity to learn that not all change is brought about by physical action, or it at least does not start with physical action. It always starts on a vibrational level, and then the action is inspired by, like, the impetus is the vibration. This is something that they want you to understand, and that comes through in the card dynamic as well. A lot of moving parts and harmonizing between the different parts. I'm going to read from the card. It says, the frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So if your life is really shifting to the point where you feel unstable, this is a time for you to realize and to embrace the fact that all of the pieces will find their way into a harmonious balance. Not by your force, but just by your maintaining belief in, well, I'm going to go here, sensitivity and joy. What elements do you want in your life and for what purpose? Right? I'm getting the feeling that some of you need to be in an environment where your sensitivity is more accepted. Like, you don't want to be around people who consider your sensitivity a weakness, because your sensitivity is also part of your intuition and psychic ability. So getting rid of that, or being in an environment that doesn't let that flow, it does not serve you. It is partially where your power lies. So they want you to enjoy your sensitivity and perhaps even explore in which ways that your sensitivity actually serves you, like not just as warning signals or as ability to read cards, but also sensitivity can make you experience or recognize beauty and joy in places where other people have already closed themselves off, right? Or have long been kind of blind to. So do embrace that as a superpower, as a strength, as opposed to something that makes you vulnerable or weak. And with that comes integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Yeah. I'm also getting, because this is coming by root chakra, I'm also getting that some of the living situations that you have been in have not served you well. Well, in your opinion, has not served you well. However, there is something there there was something there that you need to pull from lesson-wise. So I'm getting the impression that of never being satisfied. Never being satisfied with what is. Okay, this energy is coming through in a way that is kind of feels complicated to me. So at some point you have to just accept that there are highs and lows, positives and negatives, and from the divine's perspective, there is neither positive or negative. It all just is. And we put labels on it. They're not asking you to be so disconnected from your, so free of your ego and your personal experience that you see the bigger picture from like that high of a perspective. However, it is time that you start framing things in how they have served you, so that you can fully integrate the lessons that you've learned, or the things that you have learned about yourself through certain adversity, because you've also learned about your resilience, your ability to problem solve, how you act under pressure from some of these. When you are challenged or in conflict, you've learned a lot about yourself. And they're saying don't learn about yourself to necessarily judge yourself. If there's something that you would like to be better at in terms of communication or boundaries, that's perfectly valid. But in this learning experience about yourself, I'm just hearing like ground yourself in the reality that is you. So accept yourself as you are at every moment, and you are a dynamic and changing being. Commitment, I feel, is a commitment to yourself. The frequency of commitment supports our ability to devote ourselves in all aspects of our being and with unwavering belief. Oh, yes. There's a need to commit to, you're being invited to commit to your own growth. Even if it feels like it ungrounds you for a while. Because what you have the potential to learn right now or in the next 3 months will serve you for, your rest of your lifetime. So this, felines are also solitary. They don't mind spending time alone. Once again, they spend a lot of time sleeping, and dreaming or whatever happens in their sleeping state. So they're in their inner world a lot of the day, right? And I feel that this commitment card is saying, if you need, commit to your inner peace and commit to your visions of what you want for the future, and forget what other people, I don't even see other people in this reading as of yet. I see only you and an environment that serves you. I'm going to your 3D cards now. 8 of Wands in reverse. Feels like a bit of... Okay, I'll just keep doing the cards first. 5 of Wands. If you need to fast forward, please do. Because the first two came out quickly and the next two are... Okay. I'm trying to determine the Ace of Swords and Temperance. I'm just trying to determine if it's separate or if those are meant to be together. Nope. They are meant to be together. And the Ace of Wands. So, with the Eight of Wands here, I feel that there is a sense of stagnation. Whether or not this is true is irrelevant. I'm getting the feeling, though, that either you feel stagnant or you're listening to people who are telling you that you are stagnant. But the reality is that there's a lot going on behind the scenes. But I feel that you may feel pressured to act. With the Five of Wands, I feel that there's some type of pressure to act from society or your friend group. See, at first I said in this corner that I wasn't feeling anybody but you, but then here they come. Here they come, the people who are, and they may actually be around you, or they may be, it may be like a, because they're also showing me like an inner critic, a group of inner critic, like you seem to have a lot of inner critic. You have a team of inner critics. So either outer critics or inner critics, but nevertheless, there's some type of pressure from the outside to move when you are, I mean, this spread is telling me that you are not yet ready to move. And not because you're lacking anything, it's just the pieces are still shifting. Things are still calibrating and integrating. We have the Ace of Swords and Temperance that came out together. Your guides are guiding this transformation, and they're also guiding your mental transformation, because in order for you to fully benefit and utilize what is arising in this transformation, you need to have a different outlook on life, or a different way of understanding how the world works, how energy works. For each of you, it may be slightly different what this change in mentality is, but there is a necessary change in mentality that is being brought to you by your divine team. And part of and I'm not getting that they're doing this on a etheric other dimensional realm, that they are active in your 3D reality. So they're literally like shifting pieces on the chessboard, which to you right now feels like chaos, but for them makes perfect sense. So the Ace of Wands here, once again, I feel like there's a pressure to act. I feel like you may even have opportunities to act. Opportunities may even be coming to you, but the question is, are they the right opportunities? And you may be being asked to use your discernment and have, once again, that commitment to yourself, your commitment to your inner peace, commitment to using your gifts and talents in a certain way, like commitment to showing up a certain way in the world, in a way that feels fulfilling to you, commitment to your vision, to your dreams. And this is all through, when you're a very intuitive person. So you're encouraged to use your sensitivity with regards to choosing direction and choosing action. That will come in the next round of cards, but what I do see is that you have some opportunities that are coming towards you, and you may feel tempted to move on them because you feel that you may not get other offers, or things have been stagnant and maybe this is the moment. It's not. It's not the moment. You have free will, of course, but you may learn that these things are not serving you the way that you're doing them for the wrong reasons, right? You don't want to do things because you're pressured by society or by norms or by expectations. You want to do them because they resonate with your sense of value or service, destiny, whatever, and your soul's calling. At least if you're here for the North Node reading, I would hope that you're interested in what your soul is calling. All right. Let's look at how to bridge the 3D and the 5D. We have the Page of Swords. I'm going to take this one. We have the 3 of Wands, so just going to go here. They may want me to change where the 3 of Wands is because it's supposed to go here, but when I pulled it out, it wanted to go over there. And then we have the Ace of Wands again, and the World down the bottom. And then the Queen of Wands. Okay. I may have to read those two interchangeably. I don't like when they change the pattern, but anyway. Let's just start with the Page of Swords. So as you see here, like you didn't get a cup or a pentacle in any of your cards. You got swords, wands. All 3 of these cards are wands. Oh yeah, there's a sword. You got swords, wands, and a couple major arcana in there. So this is all about how you're thinking, how your thoughts turn into deeds, how your thinking motivates your actions. So the Page of Swords is saying, you need to learn, investigate, journal. You need to understand how you think. You need to understand what influences your thoughts, because what is actually happening to how you feel, or to what you feel is happening, so it are 2 very different things, right? What is actually happening is not what you feel is happening. And so you could be served well by evaluating what you feel and why you feel that. Yes. We'll go on to the next one. The 3 of Wands here is telling me that you really should only for the next 3 months really only take the opinions that serve you. And, there's many times in life where it's like, oh, be open to other people's perspectives. They're not interested in other people's perspectives. If it doesn't serve you, then leave it alone. At this time, you are meant to be tuning into you, and other people's perspectives, other people's ideas are quite irrelevant at this time. You need to have the book that this skeleton bird has in its mouth says virtue on it. And it's the same coming back to commitment to yourself, commitment to what you believe to be true, valid, ethical, spiritual. You need commitment to your own perspectives, right? And if that is in conflict with other people's perspectives, then it's okay. They're also pointing out to me that all of these wands cards, the motif is very red, which is root chakra. So once again, it's signaling they really want your actions to be grounded in something that's very authentic to you, in your authentic self. That is what they want your actions to be grounded in. And that is where your power lies. Ace of Wands and the World. Let the chapter end. Don't talk about it anymore. Don't gossip about it. Don't complain about the people who were in that chapter. Even if the chapter is, in the next 3 months, we're still dealing with the remnants. I don't know, they're showing me like you're decluttering stuff from an ex, and this chapter didn't have to necessarily end recently. We carry stuff with us sorry, my chair is really squeaky. We carry things with us for much longer than we would like to admit to ourselves until we go back and, meditate or go to Reiki or some type of practitioner, and they say, yeah, you're still attached to this person or this incident or this feeling. They want you, because see, this specific World card has, I forget what this type of tool is called, but it has a death card figure on it as well, right? And it's like it's telling me, let the chapter end. Let it end, let it end, let it end. So allow your divine team to do their work of sweeping out all of the people, places, things, situations, feelings that need to be swept out. If I have a kind of a warning, I'll say warning, and if it hasn't happened already, do be cautious or be aware that, especially if you're holding on to things from a past period in your life, that you may lose them or lose them to like some freak accident. I don't want to say fire, but they're saying fire, flood, things like this. So, those things don't usually come to me in readings. I don't really do predictive like that, but that's just something that needs to be said. So let them do their work. And help also get rid of some of the things. Some of you may have already lost some belongings in a kind of, accident. I don't want to say use the term natural disaster, but kind of, those things that happen to homes. Water in the basement, or break-in, or like a box got left somewhere, or never came in the mail when you were moving, or I can give you 100 examples. The point is physical possessions being lost or taken from you because you are not allowing. They need to leave your life so you can get new stuff. because there's emotional attachments to those things. So if you're not doing the clean out on your own, your team is adamant about getting those things out of your way. Ace of Wands, to make room for you to act from a new place, because they're changing your mental perspective and changing your mental perspective so that you choose new behaviors, and those new behaviors are not going to happen if you still keep clothes in your closet that don't fit you, for example. I don't know why they said that specifically, probably to make fun of me, because I do the same thing. Yes. Then we have the Queen of Wands, here by the Ace of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is, she's intuitive. She knows what her intentions are. She knows what drives her. And she is a she here, but this is not gender specific. It's just that feminine energy that acts from a place of alignment. Like here, they're showing me specifically, she's calling out with her candle. It's almost like her action is to call something into being, or to call something out of the darkness, to contribute to something that is, I feel the Queen also knows that it's not her acting alone that makes things come to fruition. It is her in collaboration with whatever other energies, beings, vibrations, minerals, chemicals, right? But she's aware of what her part is in making things happen. And that is something they would like you to consider when you are getting offers, jobs, activities, relationships. What really, if you picture yourself in that situation, who are you? What do you contribute? And do you want to be that person, that version? Because right now is a time when you can just step into who you have always wanted to be, whoever that is, and whatever. There's nothing wrong with you now, I would tell you that, but we all have our dreams of, I don't know, being better at languages, being better at math, don't dream of being taller. If you dream of being taller, just buy some high heels. But, how can I put it? We all have things that we think would make us a better version of ourselves. And as long as you're not putting yourself down for being who and what you are now, there is nothing wrong with wanting to manifest what you see as a new and improved version of yourself. Just remember to love the self that you are in right now as well. What's next? Have we done that? Your sensitivity and your joy should be your compass of what to accept in terms of offers and what to reject, right? That is how they want me to leave that one. So now I will see what needs to come through the portal of your heart. I'm going to kind of just leave that sentence open like that. I mean, it made sense when I meditated on it, and then when I say it out loud, I feel like I should give you a better explanation, but I think it will all make sense once the cards come out. We have completion in reverse. Wind upright. the serpent. So you have a snake twice because you have the, in completion, you have the snake as well. One more card for Gemini North Node. Oh, we got two more. Let me get these two before I look at the bottom of the deck there. Are these in reverse? The Holy Mountain and the Circle. And they're both. Hold on, I'm just checking energetically if they are upright or reversed. They're upright. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Crow. Okay. Oh. If I don't go through each card at once, the impression that I get is, I wanted to say the word pressure. I feel that you feel under pressure. There is something that there is something that needs to come to an end. There's a chapter that wants to end. Your heart is having a hard time ending it, or, wrapping it up, forgiving and moving on. You could have cords attached to someone. It could be a very difficult relationship as well that you are attempting to distance yourself from or move on from. And if it's a root chakra reading, like since we've been in the root chakra, if you've been acting for parents' approval, or you used to act for parents' approval, and you kind of moved away from that, but there's still stuff lingering, because wind here is wanting to come in and just blow away all of the debris that is still cluttering your heart space and cluttering your life. There's that word again, clutter. If you have extra stuff that you don't need, give it to Goodwill, sell it online. But participate in the cleaning out before the universe needs to. Now my eye is jumping. Sorry. Participate in the cleaning out before your guides need to do it for you. And I feel the funny thing is your reading has no sense of urgency. Like it's saying, chill out, go into your internal place and find your alignment. But there is an urgency around that needing to be taken on. Like there is an urgency around allowing the transformation to take place. 46, this serpent, snakes change their skin. They shed their skin. So you got a snake and you got a cat. And cats don't like snakes, which is interesting. In this time that you're taking to yourself, that you should take to yourself, you don't have to be a complete hermit, but you should remind yourself over the next 3 months that time to yourself is important, because you need space to shed this skin of an old life and of old relationships. I see a renewal of sexual energy with the cat and the serpent. And the root chakra, woohoo! I see you really letting, if you are so interested, you can shed a past life. Like you can step into a completely new chapter, new version of yourself. The circle, I feel, especially with it as number 8, I feel it's like everything cooperating. Even if your perspective, if you're thinking that things are not cooperating in your favor, you need to trust that they are, because things are being arranged for your empowerment. And the Holy Mountain is telling me that you kind of got to go on a quest for your peace, a quest for your joy, a quest for your empowerment. And because what wants to come, the hero or heroine of your story wants to come through your heart right now. Your heart wants the rest of you to understand yourself as this being who has accomplished, overcome a lot already. And that does not need to define your future, at least not in a way that weighs you down, right? It can be part of wisdom that you have available to share to others. It should help you learn how to navigate the world in a way that serves you better, right? There's no one formula for everybody. I just had the thoughts back of that there's a book, How to Make Friends and Influence People. That's great, but now you have all these friends and people that you are able to influence, but at the end of the day, do you get to be the light being that you are? Or are you a version of yourself that you create all of these relationships that are not based on who you authentically are and what you authentically need. So all roads lead to Rome. And Rome in this case is your full embodiment, standing at the top of this mountain. I don't know if you could see him there, meditating to the sun. And to me, the sun, remember the first thing that actually came out before I was enthralled by the root chakra energies was the solar plexus chakra was the first thing that came out. So very clear direction of your willpower and your discipline and understanding your motivations. And knowing when that doesn't mean you'll never have an impulse to do something that's purely ego based, but you'll be able to step back and say, actually, I only want this because I think it's going to make me look good to other people. But at the end of the day, I could use my energy in ways that give me more fulfillment. Let's go to your final oracles. All right, you got 2 from this deck. We have Soul Loss, the Ancients, and then I'm going to get one from another deck here. Get Grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Okay. So I just read directly from the guidebook for these. Soul loss represents powerlessness and a loss of identity. Traumatic events shake us to our core, so much so that the soul is disconnected from the body and lost in the confusion as we try to make sense of the chaos. It's natural to lose a connection to the truest parts of yourself after trauma. Major events are not the only incidents that can trigger trauma. Small traumas can accumulate to cause the soul to suddenly and unexpectedly sever its tether to the body. To regain your soul, look to the last time you felt unconditional joy and existed without outside influence. Seek your inner child, that part of your being that still remembers how to laugh and how to approach the world with curious wonder. Connect to Mother Earth and the simple pleasures of sun on your face and grass between your toes. Allow yourself to feel inspired and to see the beauty in new adventures and experiences. Notice what feels good or comes naturally to you. Play without any expectations to remind your soul what joy feels like. Replace suffering with the process of getting to know yourself again. I'm just not going to say anything more about that. This is why I just read from the guidebook, because sometimes it just summarizes everything we talked about so perfectly. So I have to be very grateful for that. Number 36, the Ancients. The Ancients are a collective of all beings who have walked Mother Earth's surface before you. They are the trees, the animals, plants, and the ancestors whose bodies have returned to the soil to become one with the earth again. They are always watching out for you, supporting you in ways you can't imagine. You can call on them at any time, but they are especially helpful when you feel as though your back is against the wall. There is no shame in seeking support. There are some things that are too big for you to handle on your own. The Ancients have come to your reading because your situation needs a helping hand from a higher power. This card presents itself when you have done everything you can do to make something work or change your situation, and still that is not enough. There is no more for you to do at this time. You are being guided to surrender your troubles to the Ancients who will facilitate the best possible outcome. This message is especially important if you have also pulled the prayer card, which you haven't, so that's fine. If you pray or meditate, this is basically over the next 3 months, the most that is required of you, they say. And if you do have an altar or you work with spirit guides, ancestors, you can also unburden yourself to them, all your worries, surrender your fears and worries to them. Because they are working to bring you back to a place where you can feel your own power again. And you may need to wait patiently and felining, dozing and self-care, grooming yourself, being in your inner world until they can get your outer world into better shape for you. There are other pieces of the puzzle that you cannot affect, is what I'm hearing. Page 66, but everything will work out. Just don't spend the 3 months, just because you get to be a cat, doesn't mean that you do absolutely nothing. Energetically, this is what we're saying. The vibration card is there, not acting. Aligning your energy, as opposed to, thinking that only action is going to fix or get what you need to get, fix what you need to fix. So, last piece of advice, get grounded. You are being called to get grounded, to ensure that your luminous field is clear and your inner well is full. If you're not grounded, it is all too easy to get swept up in other people's energy and mistake it for your own. Your boundaries will become blurred as you are absorbing the energies around you and struggling to define what is their stuff and what is yours. If you pulled this card, you are very likely an empath or a highly sensitive person and need time alone to fill up your well, balance your energy, and get grounded. There are 2 types of people: those who draw their energy from others and those who draw their energy from within. Reflect on which one you are and carve out time each day to ensure your well is being replenished. Being sensitive is a superpower, but like all powers, it needs to be nurtured in order to be fulfilled. It is easy to get swept up in the high-frequency energies that are swirling around the planet. The quickest and most effective way of clearing all this from your field is to ground yourself by connecting with Mother Earth. There are many ways to get grounded. One of the most powerful ones is to practice earthing by connecting to the power of Mother Earth. Spend time in nature, put your hands on a tree, Your palms are extensions of your heart chakra, or walk barefoot on the earth. All right, so that is your reading, Gemini North Node. I hope there was something useful in there for you. I wish you all the best. So in the month of December, I will be, and probably early January, I will be doing a kind of more of a podcast series called Ascension Messages. You could check that out. And otherwise, I will see you for your next 3-month reading in February. And I wish you all the best. Take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.